In a world where dreams meet reality, there exists a place where your business can flourish. That place is Shopify. Imagine having the power to craft your online store with tools that make it as easy as a gentle breeze. Whether you're an artisan of handmade wonders, a creator of digital treasures, or a curator of the latest trends, Shopify stands by your side. With its customizable templates, seamless integrations, and support that's always there, your dream store is just a heartbeat away. Join millions of visionaries around the globe and let Shopify guide you on your journey. Visit roguemedianetwork.com/Shopify. That's roguemedianetwork.com/SHOPIFY. And embark on your free trial. Shopify, where your commerce dreams come to life.
Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
Everybody, welcome to What's Up Waco with Erica Boisvert, your local Waco agent. We are going to be getting into some good information about downtown Waco. We will also touch on the real estate market. That's the world I live in. Hey everybody, welcome to What's Up Waco with Erica Boisvert, your local real estate agent. Today, I am joined by my good friend Mosimo Campli, owner of everybody's favorite Italian restaurant in Waco, Campli's. What's up, Moss?
Hi, Erica. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thanks for coming. We've been trying to work this out. I'm excited that you're here.
Me too. Sorry for the delay, but, business.
No, you're busy. That's
busy.
Great.
Yes, I need about 36 hours a day to get everything accomplished, but that's not possible.
We all wish, right?
Yes,
Who
ma'am.
needs sleep? Just kidding. We all need sleep. And you have like 1 million children now. I feel like it's 3, but when we first met, just the one.
Yeah, just the one. They were actually, if you remember, my daughter, she was born the week before we opened Magnolia Table.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of sleeping, there was a 6-7 rough month, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work and with your daughter screaming every half an hour to get some milk. But, that's part of the joy of life, having those kiddos running around, running you crazy.
Yep.
But they're worth it.
They are worth it.
Absolutely.
And you're building all of this for them too. There's very family concept going on with your restaurant, right?
Yes, it's I wanted to build it where, it become like a legacy for my kids, but of course I wish for them, to do whatever they love, as long they love their profession, they just need to go for it. I remember when I shared the news with my parents that I was going to culinary school, even though they were coming from the industry, they were not happy at all. They were asking me why do you want to have this lifestyle, which is, dedicated to work and not to family? But, my answer was well, that's your fault in a good way because you raised me inside of a restaurant and now that's what I love to do. So it is a beautiful journey, which, is full of sacrifice, but at the end of the run, they're going to pay off. It's going to take some time, but it's going to pay off, But
Absolutely.
like any profession in this world, you got to sacrifice and invest in yourself before you can try to succeed at what you love.
Well, and I think that's a good point. I don't know that many people know your education background, because typically with restaurant owners or people who are in that industry, we all grew up in it. And you start out, front of the house, you learn stuff about back, you learn management, and that's kind of the progression typically. But you actually have a master's.
Yeah, so I went to a culinary school in Italy, which is owned by the Fratelli De Cecco, which is one of the most popular international pasta brands. You can find them all over the world, and it was like 6 years, where the first couple of years you learn about everything, because they want to make sure that when you move on to your specialty, you are aware of what you're gonna get.
Right. And very well rounded.
Yes.
You learn every piece that you need to know.
Yep. You learn everything the first couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pick your path. And I picked management and front of the house. I'm a big people person. I love to be around people. I love to talk for hours and hours and hours. As long as I have my time when I go home, like I need my 45 minutes to an hour where I'm outside by myself, looking at the sky and just think about nothing.
Just like decompressing.
Yes, decompress, no thoughts, to be ready, for the day after, full of energy.
You are energetic. So it's nice to hear that you need that moment of refreshing.
Yes.
Like leave me alone for a minute.
Yes, and my family knows that too. Like I love them to death, but they know as soon as I go home, I spend about 45 minutes to an hour with them, and then for the kids it's time to go to bed, and then I need Mosimo time.
Yeah,
which is by myself, no thoughts, no nothing, just looking at the sky and just sometimes even dream for the next journey, or how to take my own company, to the next level, and what's new, what's going on around.
Oh, speaking of new, I'm loving your Tuesdays with music outside. That's such a cool idea. Yeah. How's it been going?
Actually, I am shocked to see the patio full every Tuesday, regardless if outside there is like 100 plus degrees.
I was going to say, can we just talk about the fact that we've had triple degree weather for weeks, like over 50 days or some nonsense? So that's amazing.
Yes, it is. And, like with the restaurant all around, we've been, blessed with the support from our beautiful community. What happened the past couple of years, it's been tough for everyone.
Right.
Every industry has been affected. And, we opened right in the middle of the pandemic back in 2020. It was in July.
Yep.
Of course, it wasn't planned. Everything, we signed all the lease and contract. It was back in December. And then in January, here comes the first news. But we were like, it's something that is just going to come and pass like everything else. And nobody was, imagining that we're still dealing with it after now 2 years plus. And there was an interesting time where, we had to learn new skills, new tools, to be able to run the company, which I think we are witnessing like a shift on the restaurant industry, like where it's changing significantly, and you got to keep up. You got to keep up with those change in place to, to be open. And, the music together with, changing the menu every 6 months is one of those things that we came up with to keep our guests, happy and keep our restaurant fresh. My goal is not to become like a boring place with the years and years, which, sadly with the restaurant, it can happen. But we really want to avoid that and, keep guests interested, to come in, because there is always something new coming up.
Yeah, I think that's super smart because, I go in there once or twice. And it's nice to know that while maybe I loved the tenderloin the last time I was in, there's going to be something new and fun on the menu to check out. I also love you're dedicated to keeping it authentic Italian. I remember way back in our previous life, our other job, that you were so excited about your menu and bringing a little bit of Italy to Waco. And something that always stuck out for me was you're like, I will not have spaghetti and meatballs on my menu. That's not what this is. So how's that been going?
Well, it's been a transition. First, I want to give a big shout out to our staff and our executive chef, Adam Starchman. He does an incredible job. His knowledge is... Yes. His knowledge is behind my expectation, and, but that's why he's been doing this for 20 plus years.
Right.
And, in Italy, the concept of food, of traditional food, it's different. Like if you order a lasagna in Milan and then you travel all the way south to Sicily and order a lasagna in each stop, the lasagna will be different. Each region, they work around their most freshest ingredients, and they're different. Even a tomato can taste different if you come from my region and then you go down to Campania nearby Naples. So it's been a transition where at first it was a little bit of a challenge because Italian restaurant here, they so far serve those like dishes like meatballs and lasagna, and everyone think, oh, Italian food is just about meatballs and lasagna and pizza. But it's actually no, it's meat, seafood, fresh vegetables, pasta. And the secret is like, keep it simple.
Right.
Like we try not to load our dishes with, a ton of spices or ingredients that won't allow you to actually taste the freshness of the main. Let's say a protein can be a pasta, can be a cheese, can be anything. So,
but you don't want to lose that flavor of your main protein.
Yes, you don't want to do that. I mean, as an Italian, like less ingredient I have on my dish, and the happier I am. And they can go anywhere from pasta, pizza to a main course.
Well, and that probably helps with execution too, right?
Yes, especially those days. It's there are many factors. They are outside our control. And you gotta be smart to build a menu which is fun. It's interesting for the guests, but at the same time, it's effective for the company itself.
Right.
There is prices right now. They just keep going and going and going and going and restaurant margin are really small. Like you're looking at about 90 to 92% of your income. It goes towards expense. So what you have left is about 7 to 8% if you're good at managing your place. But think about this: when you build a menu, you put a price, and then those expenses, they keep going up. So the margin, they keep shrinking and shrinking. With that said, we're still blessed. We do have a good business, but it's definitely challenging and tough those days.
Yeah, but you've navigated it well. And people, I think in our community, we're just so open to learning about Camplis, and then everybody just fell in love with it. So, it's kind of silly, but if people know that I know you, they're like, oh, you know Mosimo Campli. I'm like, yeah, like he's a super great guy. So you even have like this kind of like Waco famous kind of thing going on. You guys can't see his face right now, but it is lit up with a big old smile.
No, it's
but it's like but it's because I think everybody loves and hopes well for people in the community. Like it's a very cool business community, I have found. And so I think the connections that people build, they work out really well. People have just fallen in love with you and your concept.
Yeah, I think that the most beautiful comment or compliment that we get, and we get it often, is when the guests, they stop me or a manager in charge and share with us that they are happy to see that our staff is working together, not as a team but as a family. And that's what we want to achieve with our company. We're family. Like regardless what position we cover, we work next to each other and make sure that the person next to us is successful at his job or career. Regardless if they want to be working on the restaurant industry for 5, 10, 15 years or just for like 6 months. And our employees are just amazing. Like the way they have embraced what we do, it's just outstanding. It leaves me speechless all the time. Like they take ownership of anything they do. They treat our place like their own place, and that makes my heart happy. Because I share my story with them. I'm coming from a background where the first couple of years of my career I was working as a dishwasher and bus and runner because I couldn't speak any English. And I was in London, and those experience, they took me where I am today, and I'm sharing it with my employees because they need to know that the only one can limit them, it's themselves. Like they need to have a dream. Like for 20 plus years, I mean, that sounds crazy, but first time I've been working in a restaurant, I was 16. I'm 38 now, so it's been 22 years. And I worked for one goal every day. I want to open my own place. And it took time, but like I said earlier, it takes time, takes effort, and a lot of tears and joy, but then at some point it's going to pay off. When? We don't know. I wish we knew that, but it's going to pay off. So don't give up.
I'll bet even everyday moments you kind of find the joy or the pleasure, right? And you know what I love about it also, just going in there and knowing you guys and watching kind of what's going on while y'all are working. And I think what happens is it trickles down to your staff is, Kristen's in there. You bring your kids in there. And you and Adam are like brothers. Like I think of you two running the floor in the kitchen, and I'm like, it's just so fun because you feed off of each other. You push each other, period. But you also push each other to be better. I mean, it's just very it just creates this atmosphere of, okay, let's work together and get this done and do it well.
Yeah, I think like any relationship, it could be like a friendship or relationship with your husband or wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. The fact that make special our relationship, we are a two different person. We are day and night, and and that's what makes us work well together.
Yeah.
It's and also
it's complementary.
Yes,
you complement each other.
Yes, but also it takes a lot to tell to yourself, what, you're wrong this time, so you better listen to the person in front of you. And you gotta move your pride aside and everything you believe, because you want to make the best decision for the company. And we have about 50 plus employees, so I feel I am responsible for 51 household, and I want to make sure our guys they get the best from life, and they, by working hard like they do, they can achieve their dreams. Can be a vacation, a new car, or a new house, anything they dream for. I want to make sure I make the right decision to take them there.
Well, and I think you have been, and that's super evident in the fact that so much of your previous staff came over to your new restaurant, front of the house, back of the house, some of them in management positions. Well, Alyssa's gone.
Yeah.
But I think that it shows that your approach and relating to people and supporting people, it resonates. They feel it. They followed you. They're like, let's do this. And they have full buy-in.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I was shocked, the day I shared with the guys. I remember I was at home. There was a sad moment because I couldn't say goodbye to all of them because the restaurant had to close where I was working before. The restaurant had to close because of COVID, and I couldn't say goodbye. So I sent a message to everyone, and then quite few guys, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna come and work for you," and I'm like, "Hold on a minute, guys. I'm a small family business. Don't leave like a big company that can guarantee you like a better future for now." But they still wanted to come, and they still work for us, and now if I look back, I'm like, I'm proud of what we're doing. Earning their trust, it's tough.
Yes,
but it's like, once again, like any relationship, it takes a lot of time to build trust, and takes just seconds to break it, and then when it's gone, it's gone. It's it's hard to earn trust from people back again like it was before, and that's super happy. I'm super happy about it. Like I don't even know how to like properly like share with you like how happy I am for that. Like maybe some barrier language, but I'm trying to find the right word to say thank you to them and
do you want to say it in Italian? No, I'm just kidding. Or Spanish. Can we just talk about the fact that you do speak a lot of languages? I love this.
Yes, and Italian, Spanish, a little bit of French and English, and it all happened from the past like 20 years, you know, meeting
Mhm.
people from different country with different background and asking them to, hey, can you help me, you know, to
Right.
learn, because I couldn't even have a friend or like a girlfriend if I like back in the days, because all I knew was like, okay, my name is Massimo and this is it. Like,
And that's it. And here I am.
yeah, and people were like, well, you know, to be in a relationship, you gotta be able to share more than your name.
Right.
You gotta, you know,
That's,
you gotta at
that's
least, you know,
funny.
to check on us.
So, but when I'm speaking about like, I don't even think the language matters, because the way you treat people, and I don't mean you're like pat on the head, I love you so much. You're very real with people. You're very authentic. If you're annoyed, like I know when you're annoyed with me, I'm like, oh, Moss is mad at me. I'm going to step aside for a minute. Or if I call you Italy too many times and then you call me California, like I'm like, oops, okay. But you're very you. And I think whatever language, body language, even like people know that when they see you, what they see is what they get.
Yeah, I try at my best, you know, to be really transparent with my friend, employees, wife, or guest. I rather deliver the truth as is than, you know, give them like a fake hope. I mean, I don't think that giving them like a lie, even though it's in a good faith or purpose, it's not beneficial in life. So
Right.
try to be transparent. Sometimes, you know, it's hard to be their way because they don't expect from the other side you to be like really honest.
True.
But they know, like I just tell them things how they are, because I want them to grow, but not just within our company, even outside, you know, in this world. Like I think that the truth is gonna take you the long way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The truth is the way to go.
Yep.
So we can't talk about an Italian restaurant, especially with your background, and not talk about the wine. So what is your favorite bottle that you have right now? Can you narrow it down to one?
I don't know. That's hard.
Sorry. Give me your top 3 right now that you have in Campli that you can't find anywhere.
Top 3. Well, there is Super Tuscan from, of course, from Tuscany. The name of the bottle is Sassicaia. It's that a bottle that doesn't hold just wine. It hold a piece of history. I mean, we're talking about a winery that's been out there for like 400-500 years, and actually just about a month ago. Man, the time goes by fast. It was my birthday, and one of my friends it brought me a bottle of the Sassicaia, and it was dated 1960.
Oh, wow.
So you're talking about for 62-year-old wine, and it was just the experience. It was just amazing. Like thinking that bottle was made before my mother was born,
right?
And still like fresh, and all the flavor are in there. That's what, you know, I'm looking for wine. Regardless from flavors, I'm trying to learn the most I can from their background and see what they went through, and you know, the way they make the wine, and that bottle is gonna take you to many different places. So drinking a bottle of wine for me is an all-around experience, beside, of course, having a glass of wine and enjoy myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Good wine and good conversation.
Yes, good wine and good conversation. Those are secrets of life.
So I have to ask, what is the varietal of that one?
That one, it's a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot. It's a classic Bordeaux blend. So in a few words, this company changed the way to make wine in Italy. So in Europe, you know, each country have their own appellation for wine. So you cannot just grow a grape and give it a name. You got to follow certain rules.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys, they came up with this blend, which is Bordeaux blend that comes from France. They were like, hey, we're going to make this happen with our own grape. And they were like, hold on a minute. We don't have an appellation in Italy for that. So you cannot make it. And they were like, look, we're going to do it anyway. And then after the first year, they tried the wine. They were like, okay, this is delicious. This is outstanding. So that's when the appellation of Super Tuscan came up with them. So they changed a rule just from a winery making like a great product.
And just because they said, no, we want to This is what, and then it was. So what's the flavor profile?
It's a bold, earthy wine. A lot of flavor like tobacco, leather, wood. I mean, dirt for them matters. And when I describe those wines, the guests are looking at me. They're like, "Am I gonna drink dirt?" I'm like, "No." I mean,
no. It'll also taste good.
Yeah, it tastes good. Like, but the flavor of the wine, they recall those different flavors. I have at home a kit.
Wait, what? A what?
I have at home. I have a kit.
Oh, at home you have a kit. Okay.
That it contains like over 100 small bottles. They look like a small like cologne type of bottles.
Okay.
With all those different flavors, so I can smell and get my brain trained.
Is that how you learned?
Detect. Yes, by that and drinking a lot of wine. And
oh, that's so sad.
Yeah,
what a hard lesson.
With my friends, we used to challenge each other by buying a bottle of wine, take off the label, and drink it, and trying to understand where the bottle was coming from through the flavors. And that was fun. And the price of a bottle of wine doesn't make a wine better or bad. You gotta know the history of the wine, because there is some wine they're priced so high because maybe they only make, like, I don't know, 1,000 bottles available for the world, or the grapes are hand-picked, or like the company itself, they just choose to make an amount of bottle to keep the wine exclusive. But a bottle of wine that's $60 or a bottle of wine that it's $2,000 doesn't mean, okay, the $60 one, it's something that you don't want to drink because it's bad.
So do you look at more like vintage?
More like vintage. Right now, the way I'm building the wine list is, it's to find those hidden gems. So those wine, they're not as commercial like others.
Okay.
Where you pay for the quality of the wine. Sometimes wine can get like clothing, so you pay for the brand rather than what is inside the bottle, and I'm totally against that.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to name any bottle because I don't want to make anybody upset, but there is some wine that we carry because, at the end of the day, we are a business, but
right.
I don't recommend to the guest because I'm like, you just pay for the label and not for the wine. And, that's a no-brainer. I don't feel like a guest, deserve that.
You want to introduce them to something that's like really good.
Yes.
Because it's good.
Yes, because it's good, because the history of the family, because it's a small, family business, or they, they share their incomes with, I don't know, non-profit association. So there is so much more behind the bottle of wine.
See, you're always looking for the connections and the support. That's what.
Yes.
This is why people love you, Moss.
Oh, thank you.
So what was I going to ask? Oh, I know what I was going to say. You know what I love about your wine room is that, and maybe it's not like this anymore. I don't really stare at it anymore, but it was by country.
Yes.
Do you still have that set up like that?
I have it set up like that, because as a good business owner, I want to know where everything is. And also, to make it easier to our employees when they need to, if I'm not at the restaurant and they need to look for a bottle, they know that if a bottle of wine comes from Napa, they know where to look.
Just go.
We have over 300 bottles of wine, so it's hard to find wine sometimes, but I did, arrange the wine cellar by regions. I mean, it looks like a map of the world. So where you go, like, if you want to go from a wine from America, you got to look to this side of the cellar because that's where America is, and not the other side.
Okay.
To make it easier.
So do you care? So tell me some of the countries. Spain?
So we have wine from Spain, Italy, France, Germany, New Zealand, Greece, England, Argentina, Chile.
So everywhere.
So kind of everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm just thinking like, okay, well, that one's probably this and this is probably that. Okay. Nice. Fun. Okay. So in talking about wine, like obviously your education shines through. And your passion. Like you're very passionate about the whole process and who's making it.
Yes. So my education, I went to the Court Master of Sommelier to take my test. I went to the WSET. So they're almost the same thing, but one is based from Europe, England in the case, and the other one is based here in the US. I wanted to take both because I travel a lot the past like 15 years, and each country wants to have like their own certificate, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. It does.
So I spent a lot of time studying, but I think the most valuable time was the one at home with my friends and drinking, all those different bottles of wine. Now, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we were having a sip of each wine. We were not drinking a bottle each. Otherwise, it's gonna make like difficult to learn something after a couple of glasses.
Hard to remember.
Yes, hard to remember. But there was the main secret is taste like a new thing every day. Like there was, don't know if you remember. I'm sorry now if I pronounce the name wrong. That's my accent. But Chef Bourdain.
Chef Boyardee.
Yes.
Or Chef Bourdain.
Chef Bourdain. Chef Bourdain. So that's why
I was
I
like,
said,
how translated do we have to get? Oh, Chef Bourdain.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Chef Bourdain, he one day, he made an interview and, they were asking him like, hey, where do you go for the best food or the best drink or the best company? And he was like, I go to different places. He was like, go to like a restaurant and try something that you just think is awful just because you never tried before. Try something new, expand your knowledge, or go to a bar where, there is nobody there and exchange a word with the bartender or the waitress. So in a few words, for me, restaurant industry, which includes wine, drinks, beer, food, it's all about the new experience. Okay,
Yes.
What's new next? And I am, even though there is many people that when we have lunch or dinner together outside work, they are scared of having me because they're like, oh, you love only this type of food.
Oh.
I'm like no, I'm the most easy person around food because
Are you like, no, I just like food.
yeah, I just like food. I mean, I like everything. I don't care what it is.
Right.
It can be the most weird thing ever, but I'm gonna taste it. Then it doesn't mean I'm gonna like it, but for me to be able to say yes or no, I wanna taste it.
You're
And
open to it.
yes, I'm
And
open
let's
to
give it a shot.
and then goes through the wine, applies to the wine, applies to drinks, applies to anything that has to do with this beautiful industry.
Very good. Speaking of new and refreshing and trying things, anything new coming up with the Campli's?
Well, we have the new menu coming up. Hopefully by October. We're looking for the next, event
Okay.
that we can hold at the restaurant.
Ooh, maybe
as
a
far-
wine dinner?
Maybe a wine dinner. As far as concept, we definitely don't have in mind to open another restaurant in Waco because this baby takes all my time. I
Right.
have a couple of concepts in mind. They are related to the industry, but not necessarily like a new restaurant.
Ooh.
So we'll see.
Well, maybe you can come back and talk about it when it's a success.
Yes, maybe you're gonna have me back and we can share the news to the public together.
Sure. That'd be fun. You're welcome back anytime.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I'm so glad that you came today.
No, me too. I'm sorry we had to reschedule a couple of times, but
Plus, it's fine. We're fine.
our schedule. You've been in the industry before. It's never right. So I mean,
I know.
I can plug like times for meetings, but on the day of, million things are gonna
I know.
change, and you gotta go with the flow.
I'm not mad. I'm so happy to have you here. And we'll have to come back and have Kristen back on because I really love your Cayman Islands story.
Oh yeah, that was a true story. So
I know.
We will be more than happy to share.
It's a good story. It brought a little bit of Italy to Waco, and I am here for it. Thank you so much for being here today, friend.
Always a pleasure, Erica. Thank you so much.
Do you have have a topic you want to talk about? Do you have questions about Waco, the real estate market, how to sell your house, what to look for when you're buying a home? Send me an email, ericasellstexas@gmail.com. Shoot me a text, 254-447-0180. Happy to chat about it. Find me anywhere you listen to your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com.
In a world where dreams meet reality, there exists a place where your business can flourish. That place is Shopify. Imagine having the power to craft your online store with tools that make it as easy as a gentle breeze. Whether you're an artisan of handmade wonders, a creator of digital treasures, or a curator of the latest trends, Shopify stands by your side. With its customizable templates, seamless integrations, and support that's always there, your dream store is just a heartbeat away. Join millions of visionaries around the globe and let Shopify guide you on your journey. Visit roguemedianetwork.com/Shopify. That's roguemedianetwork.com/SHOPIFY. And embark on your free trial. Shopify, where your commerce dreams come to life.